for page 2, we've got the axis symmetry and the vertex. There are two ways to do this. The first way is, of course, to do this by hand. Axis symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a. You just have to identify, in this case, negative b would be negative 6, and on the bottom 2 times 1. So we would get x equals positive 6 over 2, or x equals 3 for our axis of symmetry. Remember that this is a vertical line that divides your parabola in half. You must have the x equal that number. Must have, or else it's not a vertical line. The vertex, again, if you were doing it by hand, you would take and put that 3 in for x. So we have x squared minus 6 times x plus 1. So 9 minus 18 plus 1, so negative 8. Our vertex would be 3, the x that we calculated, and then negative 8 is the y we calculated for that x value. So we'd have 3, negative 8, and it's going to be a positive graph. I would go into my calculator right here and get some other points. So let me grab those real quick. I've got x squared. Let me show you how that works on the calculator, just in case. X squared minus 6x plus 1. You could, of course, get these points by hand, but so much faster to grab them on the calculator. I've got a couple of really nice points. There's my vertex right there at 3, negative 8. And how did I get there? I press second table will get you to this screen. But I've got 3, negative 8 for my vertex. I'm going to use these other points right here that show up on my screen to give me some nice points to graph with. So I've got 3, negative 8. I've got these negative 7s right here. I'm going to go 0, 1. And I'm going to go 6, 1. Those will be the 5 points I use to make a really nice looking little parabola right there. Hopefully. Looks alright. There we go. That's not so bad. And get it just like that. Do another one. Another way you can do this is, of course, on the calculator. If we look at number 10, I'm going to change my y equals to what it says for number 10, and I've got 3x squared plus 6x plus 4. So last time we did it using negative b over 2a to find our x value, substitute it in to find the y. This time I'm going to put it into my calculator, graph it. You'll notice we have a minimum right there at our vertex, so second calculate the minimum value. And I want to go to the left of my minimum. Notice here's the minimum, and I am to the left of my minimum. That's your left boundary. Press enter. It's going to ask you for your right boundary, so I want to be to the right of the minimum. I'm over here to the right of my minimum. Press enter again. You do not want to guess, and it gives you the minimum at negative 1, positive 1. So the vertex is negative 1, positive 1. I know my axis of symmetry is just x equal that x value from my vertex. And then get some nice points from my table here. And I've got negative 1, positive 1 is that. 0, 4 is one of my points. Of course, I'll have another one over there. Boom. Oh, it's a little wide. But that's okay. There we go. And it's going to look something like that. For the rest of these, I'm going to do them all in the calculator and simply show you the answers. So this one, negative 1, negative 4, 4. So I've got negative 2, 8. And of course, x is equal to negative 2. Negative 2, positive 8 looks something like this. You'll have a downward facing graph. Going to look something similar to that right there. Going on, for these bottom ones, so I've got 1, negative 2, and 3 for my A, B, and C values. My vertex is 1, 2. AOS is going to be x equal 1, just this value right here. And 1, 2 is at this point right there. Do I have good zeros? No. So this is going to be kind of wide, so just like that. It's actually a regular parabola. So it should look something like that. Oh, it's a positive one. My apologies. This bad boy is going to go up. Right like that. Disregard the low one. Alright, onward to number 13. For number 13, I've got an A value of 2, a C value of, well, B value of 4, and a C value of 6. So my vertex is -1, 4. X equals -1. I pulled that right off of my vertex is my AOS. So -1, +4 is that point. And this one's going to go up. So we're going to look something like this. Probably a little bit tighter than that. Over here for number 14, -1 is my A value, 6 is my B value, and -5 is my C value. 3, 4 is my vertex. X equal 3 is my axis of symmetry. So 3, 4, vertex, negative. Do I have good points here? Yeah, I should have 1 and 5 should be my points. Whoop. Looks just like that. And that should give us some good graphs. So again, two ways to do it. You can either do it -b over 2a, find your x value, that's your axis of symmetry. Take that x value, put it back into your equation, find your y value. Or you can go in, and just to show you one more time, just in case you missed it earlier, you could take, this is number 2, type it into your calculator, go second, calculate. You want either the minimum or the maximum. You can identify that on your own. And then go, here's my point, go to the left of the point you want. I want this point right here, so I'm going to go left, press enter. That'll set up your left boundary. Go to the right of your point. This is the point I want. Notice I'm right of that point. Set up your right boundary with an enter click. You don't want to guess. Press enter one more time. There's the minimum. And sometimes your calculator is going to say something crazy like this, but it just means -1. So -0.99999976, that's -1. That's a way to find it on your calculator, and a way to find it using our axis of symmetry equation, the -b over 2a. Both great ways. Find one that works for you.